Murray to begin. Okay, it's not a bad start, a crowd pleaser, and Nadal to hit the first drop shot. Yeah, well, that was actually a mistake, especially when you play against Andy Murray, because he reads the game so well, and he could tell that Nadal was going there. Murray could have actually done more with that two-handed backhand, but great start. I think Rafael Nadal is not a very difficult opponent to serve to, because you don't have to worry that much about his second serve return. He's not doing that much with it so far in his career. So you can relax on your first serve. If you don't make it, you're still in the point with the second serve. Interesting. That's just sneaking into the net, Andy Murray. Nadal knew that he was coming in, but couldn't do anything about it. Although Nadal went for that second serve return, it took that much earlier than he usually does. 93 mile an hour, the serve. It's quicker than normal. Strange shot by Nadal. He's got too much topspin on that. Nothing happened.
Murray.
126 miles per hour ace, as clean as a whistle, to secure the opening game. How important is it to settle with your game early on in a big match like this?
Well, it's really important. I think that the first set is going to be important in terms of, like you said, settling into the match. I'm not sure that it's necessarily going to be the winner that wins the first set, but just get that first hour out of the way, and you've sussed your opponent out, feel how you feel physically, and how you mentally you're approaching the match, because that's going to change throughout the match. But it'll tell you what. Can you be aggressive enough because you feel good, or you feel a bit insecure, and maybe you play more defensively? So these are things you don't know until you step on court and you've been out there for a while.
Rafael Nadal to serve.
It's a little bit of a worried look up to his player's box.
If anything, the look's intensified from his previous matches. Such is the respect on the other end.
That's a good choice of shot, though, by Murray. I think Nadal would be really scared in one way, because Murray moves so well, and it could really be cat and mouse out here for certain periods of the match.
Correction, first and song.
Ooh. Will Murray challenge? Nope. Good good overall then, Fergus Murphy.
I'm not so sure. I think it's just so early in the match that Murray doesn't want to waste the challenge, just in case. Oh, it doesn't miss by much here, Murray.
30-15.
Again, he's going to get so many chances to hit all these shots. Might as well start hitting them straight away and see if it's working. He can always go back to being really defensive. Nadal can't really go back to do anything except be Nadal.
He's certainly flattening it out and hitting it harder.
30 all.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a really good forehand. He holds it in just for a split second. Nadal doesn't know which way he's going.
Every shot is being dissected, isn't it? Before that error, he just took a little bit off the backhand, Murray.
Yeah, a little bit tight on that forehand, though, I must say, but Nadal really trying to be aggressive here. I think that's his only chance.
Ooh. Challenging straight away, Nadal.
Nadal challenging the call. Right baseline. The ball was called in.
Wins or loses the point here.
No,
it's in.
Deuce. Nadal has 2 challenges.
That line has just quivered.
Not too happy with the machinery there, Rafael Nadal. Or unhappy with himself. Strange time to do it, though, huh?
Yeah. Fabulous.
Beautiful point by both players. And that's almost probably 1 out of 50. You got goosebumps, Chris.
Just the roar.
Just fantastic tennis by Rafael Nadal in that point. Being really aggressive with it, especially with a two-handed backhand.
I know it's only 9 minutes old, this match, but it's difficult to describe the sense of occasion around the Rod Laver Arena for this one.
Yeah, well, you hope that most people here are tennis experts as well, because this is a difficult match to understand tactically. But great shot making as well, of course.
Again, Nadal.
Oh, it's a big game for Nadal to get. You would think that he challenged that because he's so keen to get on the board. I mean, really, you can see Murray winning 10, 15 points in a row. He's just in control, it seems like. But Rafa is being very aggressive.
Australia Day, of course. The Woodies inducted into the Tennis Hall of Fame. Australia Tennis Hall of Fame. Brilliant.
Love 15.
Does that put the frighteners on Murray coming forwards?
It's a pigeon in here. That's what Murray was looking at.
Everyone wants to look.
Slightly tentative there, Andy Murray. Of course, after that first point, there's doubt in his mind suddenly. Oh, huge first serve.
131 miles per hour. 211 Ks. Wow.
Well, he really is taking it to Andy Murray here, Rafael Nadal, being really aggressive in the rallies. He's not giving Murray a chance to be aggressive yet. It's a huge inside-out forehand there, flattening it out.
In a way, that might help Murray. He's got to go after it. Break points. Super. Don't think he wanted to face another one of those Nadal forehands.
That's for sure. That's a very smart play by Murray, but much easier to do when you're down 15-40 rather than 30 all. I see so many different tactics from Andy Murray tonight.
Wow! And it's only 2-1 in the opening set. Well, it's a very impressive start. It really is. The quality of tennis right up there from the beginning. First blood to the bull. 2-1 first set. Backhand so good when he stands tall on it, Murray.
Oh, it's unbelievable. He's so strong up there, and of course he hits it so cleanly. And it's hard to see when he's going to accelerate through the ball. Is he going to just bunt it back down the line, or is he going to pull it cross-court with ferocious power? Now that's a gutsy play by Andy Murray. Because the only time he's been at the net, he lost that huge point in the last game. But that is the right play, though. He's got to force Nadal to hit some winners. It's amazing how unsure Rafael Nadal looked when Andy Murray took one hand off that backhand side. Is there a drop shot coming or not?
Love 40.
If Nadal's look intensifies any more, he's going to be playing with his eyes closed.
Yeah, he looks really, well, I'm not sure angry, but he's ready for a dogfight.
Breakback points.
15-40.
Just pulled up a little bit in that backhand.
30-40.
These are the belief points, aren't they? For Murray. In a major. Quarter-final.
Oh, it's such an opportunity. Everybody's talking about Nadal not playing as good as he has in the past. It puts even more pressure on Andy Murray, of course.
That is perfection.
No way. That's an unbelievable topspin log from far back behind the baseline.
2 games all.
Not even Rafa could chase that one down. He never got close.
So much topspin on that lob, and difficult to know how he was able to get it over Rafa's head when he was so far behind the baseline, but maybe Nadal came too close to the net. What a great shot.
Love 15.
And that's what Nadal's going to have to do, is step up and hit that Murray second serve. It's not a big second serve. It's got a lot of spin on it, but
See where Murray plays his first ground stroke from after this return. Tram line. That's what he does to you, Nadal. If you're hitting a serve and your first ground is by your tram lines, you're immediately on the back foot in the point, and he keeps you there.
yeah, absolutely. He's so good at dictating the rally when he's in charge. And he doesn't put you away either. He gives you a chance, and that's the perfect, it's not a winner, that last forehand, but it's the perfect shot. You just get to it. Can't let it go. You've got to run for it. And eventually it'll run you into the ground.
Made it. Has he? Just long. But it's challenged.
Mr. Murray challenging the call. Left baseline. Ball was called out.
And Nadal is really picking on Murray's forehand here early on. And this Nadal who's dictating here, although I think
has 2 challenges remaining.
there's a slight tailwind from Nadal's side. Has been throughout the whole tournament, and it looks like there's a little bit tonight as well. And that's going to be key tonight, I think, the serve and volley play. He really needs to win at least a point a game, serving and volleying. This is basically a free point. If you serve and volley at the right time, it's usually a really easy volley. It's the same thing as an unreturnable serve, but it gives you more confidence.
Thirty 40.
It's good combinations.
Yeah, that's going to be a famous combination, I think. Big first serve, and then Murray steps in with his two-handed backhand. He can go both ways with it.
2 break points saved, 1 to go.
Another free point. Really well played by Murray.
Deuce.
And that first serve doesn't have to be that big. It has to be in, though. He has to be up there by 70-75% first serve, and he's going to get a lot of returns like that if he's at the 195 kilometers an hour mark.
Let's first serve.
Ooh.
Advantage. Murray.
Having a look for the mark. That looked mighty close. Fergus Murphy says, I would call it out.
Down challenging the call. Right near the sideline. Ball was called out.
Well, sometimes I really think they do it to put the umpire on the spot.
Ooh. It's out. What's that, a millimetre? And Murray is saying, how can you let him take that long to challenge?
Advantage. Murray.
Well, we've heard throughout the tournament that it has to be immediate from one umpire. That's not immediate.
No.
What does immediate mean? 20 seconds? That disturbs the rhythm of the server.
Standing much closer to the baseline, Nadal, than he normally does. In preparation for this, he hit with Thomas Muster today, Murray. The great Austrian lefty. You don't get much more rugged than Muster.
No, that is Rafael Nadal in that case. Nadal is really trying to dictate these points, though, from the baseline. And he's doing a good job. Oh, that's really well played.
Advantage. Murray. Game, Murray.
That's a big box with a tick in it. Murray holds from love 40
3 games, 2-2.
to lead 3-2.
Take your seats quickly, please. Seats, please.
Enjoying it? Hope so. 15,000 courtside are.
Thank you.
Nadal let slip. He did not, because Murray played brilliantly from love 40 in the last game.
Yeah, he really did.
2-3.
15 love.
It was interesting in the warm-up, and I mentioned it to you, Krista, when Andy Murray was up at the net, Rafa hit a couple of really short lobs, and one of them, Murray stepped in and cranked an overhead as hard as he could at Nadal, and Nadal kind of had to protect himself, and then he looked straight up to his player's box so, to say, what is this guy doing to me? Is he trying to get into my head?
Yeah.
15 all.
Yeah, it was fascinating that you picked up on that. And of course, Ricky Hatton, MBE, is in Andy Murray's box. I think Andy Murray is quite happy to have a fight tonight. He wants to be more rugged than Nadal. I think that's the attitude he's brought to the match.
Absolutely. I think all his physical training and getting stronger is more geared towards beating Nadal than Roger Federer. Roger Federer, it's open tennis. You don't get tired. You have to be quick, yes, but yeah, it's more about ball striking. This is a marathon.
Oh.
Beautiful rally by Andy Murray. You would have to say that he definitely has the best slice, one-handed slice I've ever seen out of any two-handed backhand players. No question about it. Slowly taking momentum away from Nadal here, Murray.
He's got some horror memories of this court, Nadal too. Two of the biggest beatings in his career. The quarterfinal of 3 years ago, the semi in 08. He got 15 games in 6 sets against Tsonga and Gonzalez before the sweet memories of winning here last year. Brutal.
Yeah, really, the biggest difference between these two players right now is that Rafael Nadal has Andy Murray on the run. He gets Andy Murray to drop one hand off his racket, and he has to hit a defensive slice, and Rafael Nadal is not willing to come forwards and threaten by going to the net. So Andy Murray can stay in these rallies as long as he doesn't get tired. He knows Nadal is not going to come to the net, and eventually he'll turn the rally around and become the aggressor. Whereas Murray, on the other hand, he's going to be in at the net as soon as he sees Nadal be defensive or lets one hand go of the slice. Or the two-handed backhand, rather. Big difference. Murray is just making Nadal panic here a little bit.
It's that tall backhand again. He can hit it both ways.
Murray leads 4 games 2-2.
And with different lengths. What an angle winner to win his 3rd game in a row.
Well, he's really come out playing really good here, Andy Murray. A little bit lucky maybe to get out of that last game, but yes, you can actually see it in their faces that Andy Murray is completely calm. He knows there's so many different ways he can work this thing out, whereas Nadal, I think, is just panicking a little bit, doesn't know where Andy Murray is going to be in the court or what shot he's going to hit.
Got all the answers so far. Judy still looks nervous. That lip's taken a bashing.
Well, Nadal trying to be aggressive here. He just came in on the wrong shot and didn't get close enough to the net. Had to hit a half volley. Of course, the little cross-court forehand by Andy Murray was perfectly gauged.
$40.
His unforced error count against Isner was staggeringly low. When you think of the power that was coming out of him, it was a brilliant tactical execution. He's been miserly tonight as well so far, Murray.
No, absolutely. I'm just sitting here thinking, how do you develop a tennis brain like that? Where does it come from? Is it all genetics, or he just gets it? Understands the game so well, Andy Murray. Better than most, if not the best.
Murray, new balls played.
Frustration for Nadal. He's not enjoying this right now. Murray in control at 5-2 first set. Four games in a row. In control. They're happy for their man. There's some concerned faces from the Spanish around the Rod Laver Arena. This is mighty impressive so far. Super evening on Australia Day. New balls. Nadal serving to stay in the set at 2-5.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, Nadal's going to have to put his thinking cap on, because that play does not work against Andy Murray. You cannot leave your forehand corner if you're a lefty like Nadal is, so the ad court side. You can't leave that open, which means he cannot run around and hit as many forehands as he's doing at the moment. He's got to hit the backhand when it comes to his backhand, hit the forehand when it comes to his forehand. Just cannot leave open spaces on the court. And that's a brilliant return as well. Missed by 30, 40 centimeters maybe, but still, he's sending the message to Nadal here. You better cover that forehand. So I'm going to be going there a lot.
30-15.
Thought he'd made it when he hit it. I think he took it. It looked a little bit long, maybe. Well, if there's such a thing as a good error, he's made a couple of them here in this game, Murray. Doesn't want to get involved in too many of these grueling rallies, because that'll bring Nadal back into the match. And I say that even though Andy Murray wins most of the long rallies, it's still important to keep some of the points really short. That's where it's exciting. Takes you by surprise, same backswing, same setup, and then whoosh.
40-30.
Just impossible to read.
Game Nadal.
Asks Murray to serve out the opening set with a hold. Changes his racket, his want these days. One game after the new balls.
He's asking for the stringer straight away. He likes to have that racket re-strung immediately, even though I'm sure he's got another 6, 7, 8 rackets in his bag. Not really sure why he wants that, but it makes sense to him.
Different tensions as well for later on if it gets cooler and slower.
Well, apparently he strings all his rackets at the same tension. That was last year, but maybe he's changed that. Yeah, and this is the tough part for Andy Murray, I think, and this is when we're going to find out if he needs to play more aggressively throughout the whole year because of situations like this, because he is 5-3 up because he's been aggressive at certain times, really aggressive at certain times, but overall throughout the year he's not aggressive enough to have enough practice for this situation right now. So can he suddenly do that tonight? That helps.
$15.
128 miles per hour out wide, just 3 miles per hour off his quickest. He went to be. Just serving for the set, doesn't matter who you are. The scenery suddenly changes in your head, doesn't it?
No, absolutely, especially when you're playing a game that's slightly uncomfortable for you to play. He was a little bit late coming into that backhand and slightly tentative through the moment of impact. I would like to see him go cross-court with that, because then he can drive through the ball harder. And suddenly he's going for only big serves.
It's in. What another great point.
Just excellent defending by Nadal in this point. And it's this little chip backhand that sets the point up. And I think that pass might have gone past Murray anyway, or yeah, I think that was a winner.
Good reaction from Murray. 15-40 now. Will we see a serve and volley?
Yeah, good call, Chris. And that's the point that he needed to play about 2 points ago. Again, excuse me, much easier at 15-40 down.
It's cat and mouse. Is he going to do it again? Shall I do it again?
Mr. Murray challenging the call. Left
It looked
service
long.
line. Ball was called.
From our position. Hawkeye will tell us.
Second serve.
Now you have to ask the question, does Nadal step in and take control here?
Made it.
Murray has one challenge remaining.
A really tough shot to make, the backhand down the line under pressure. It's so easy to let it slide. And you get a little bit of side spin on it and it floats wide, but he went through that shot nicely.
Advantage. Murray.
Looking to serve and volley again. Third ace sets up set point.
A really good variation on the serve here, Andy Murray, and it's the slice serve that's been rewarding him the most. Exactly. What does he do now? Does he serve and volley again? It is actually very unlucky for Andy Murray. Those are really hard shots to hit. Ball sits up in the middle of the court. There's no pace on it. Unfortunately for Murray, it's his forehand. Can't quite generate the same amount of power from that side, Andy Murray.
With him, you really feel he means it.
Just dropping that forehand way too short, Andy Murray falling backwards. That's not good enough against Nadal.
He saved 6 of the 7 break points in this set already. Murray. Here's another.
Oh, that's just a beautiful little volley by Andy Murray.
It was a great dig, wasn't it? You would have backed him to have made that. Certainly make Murray play again.
Yeah, but it was so low and so difficult with that extreme forehand grip that he has, Rafael Nadal, to get under that.
They are going through the ringer. Should have come in on the forehand, perhaps. He almost stumbled into the backhand.
Yeah, just slipped a little bit there, Nadal.
Second chance to get the initiative.
This could be such a big blow to the Nadal confidence to not break through here either.
No, the serve was long.
It's crazy Scots, eh?
It's these little mini battles, how the points are won and lost here, then the reaction to the points being won and lost, the shots missed or made. It's all fascinating.
Oh, absolutely. Very concerned though, Rafael Nadal. More concerned than normal. He's going to develop some wrinkles there above his eyebrows if he keeps this up. Oh, that's a great second serve.
Advantage Murray.
Just under 100 mile an hour, the body serve. Third chance to take this opening set. He's got it. That is some set for Andy Murray. Nadal has got some thinking to do. Which racket is going to be the winning one? What are we going to see from Rafa now, tactically, to stem the flow?
Yeah, because Rafa now knows what he has to expect. He didn't know for sure that Andy Murray was going to come out and serve and volley and stay in the rally sometimes and then come forward sometimes. He had no idea really what was going to happen. Now he knows, and he needs to change something.
Yeah.
Problem is, if he changes something, Andy Murray is good enough where he will change as well. And I'm sure Rafael Nadal knows he has to change. The problem is, does his repertoire allow him to change?
If Nadal starts serving and volleying,
15 love.
It could bring about a change in the way youngsters see the game. We talked about it long enough, hoping it was going to come back.
Absolutely.
Let for some.
He's done it on the grass, Nadal, at times.
No, he does absolutely do it sometimes, and maybe that's more against Roger Federer than anybody, because he chips most of the returns back with his backhand side. That's a very clever serve by Nadal, the body serve.
30 love.
Just brilliant tennis.
Normally you say how many shots you have to hit to get one by Nadal. Well, it's the opposite this evening.
He reads the game so well, Andy Murray. Of course, it helps to have his wheels too.
Yeah. He's got a new Ferrari. Cost him as much to insure it as it did to buy it.
And add the speeding tickets on top of that.
And he passed his test about a year ago.
Game, Nadal.
Love game. Maybe a little breather for Murray.
First game, second set.
Of course, with all the British hype, Matt, since 1936, we haven't had a major winner, blah, blah, blah. And with so much expectancy because of everybody realizing how good Andy Murray is. It took Federer 17 majors to win his first one. That was Wimbledon 2003. This is Murray's 17th major. I mean, if Oman's anything to go by, it's looking pretty good, but he's not doing too bad. He's been in a final.
No.
You know, he's quarter-final here for the first time. Semis at Wimbledon. He's only 22 years of age, for heaven's sake.
No, absolutely.
And he's got the weight of a nation on his shoulders.
When you're as mature as he is on the tennis court, sometimes you don't play free enough to get these wins when you're too young. He has to add physical strength. He's got to add a little extra power on the forehand side. He's got to add some, maybe not speed to his first serve, but more consistency. And these are things that take time.
Yeah.
Love 15.
That's the first drop shot of the night from Andy Murray, but
Does he need that right there?
yeah, exactly.
Love won, first point, second set. He's rescued the first set without playing one.
Yeah, well, I think we have to go back to what we said before. Just because you're winning doesn't mean the tactics are perfect.
Yeah.
So he's still searching for different ways to win points here, Andy Murray. And he's got to put them all together, and hopefully they add up to 3 sets.
And that's 3 sets on the same day. My worry when he beat Nadal at the US Open to make finals,
Love 30.
with all the rain around, they were forced onto the second show court in New York. Nadal was not happy. It was reported he had a Barney with Tony. That's rare. And Murray won 2 sets. Then it rained again, play suspended. They come out the next day, it was a set all. 3 out of 5 sets in one hit is big against Nadal in a major.
No, it really is. And we have to also remember that last summer Nadal was basically run into the ground. He won Wimbledon, he won the French, he won the Olympics, and that was about 3 weeks before the US Open. So he was really tired. He looked skinnier and just didn't have any zip on his shots. So I think that was a great victory for Andy Murray, but I don't think that matters too much to Rafael Nadal.
Let's first round.
Read it. Would have been happier if the volley had been better, the first one, but...
Yeah, he did what Nadal sometimes do to his opponents there. He makes his opponent hit one more shot on the run, spend more energy. so important that he keeps coming into the net, Andy Murray.
He's won 13 out of 16. Looking to serve and volley again then.
14-30.
Behind a serve at 127 miles per hour.
That's a huge serve.
Deuce.
Ross McLaughlin pretty calm there, I have to say.
Jez Green, trainer. Done a great job.
That's really smart serving by Murray.
Look at the look in Miles's eyes.
Well, this is what they've been working for so long, I think, to feel that physically you're as strong as Nadal. He knows that Andy is smarter than Nadal out there, or at least as smart.
It's the first double fault of the match.
The question is his heart as big as Nadal's? Or does it want it as badly as Nadal wanted? I think tonight he does, though.
Advantage Murray.
No, not a good return there by Nadal, but he's really not used to stepping in and being that close to the baseline, hitting the shot. He's used to hitting it sort of on the run. He either runs around and hits a forehand and his feet are moving, and suddenly he's maybe too close.
Ooh, that's going to be challenged straight away. Wasn't the best overhead.
He really let that ball drop way too far down. Too casual.
It's in. It's 1-1 second set.
How discouraging this is for Rafael Nadal. He's had a chance in nearly all of Andy Murray's service games.
You gotta love that Hawkeye.
A little too cute there, Murray, with that shot. But again, this is a shot that we haven't seen so far. The short cross-court forehand with a lot of topspin. Still trying things out here, Murray.
30 love.
In approximately 6 minutes, because it's Australia Day, the fireworks are going to start. And they're going to go on for quite a while. The players are asked before the match if they want to pause, and they nearly always do. We haven't had it confirmed whether they are going to pause, but people in charge of the display discuss things with the tournament here and try and do it at a change of ends.
40 love.
Surely Australia, they could have waited until tomorrow.
So it's at 9:15, or as close to a change of ends as humanly possible. It's 9.5 minutes long.
Again, Nadal.
And I should think Nadal will be delighted to see them. It's almost like a rain break. And Murray, perhaps, though he must never allow himself to think it, the opposite. 2-1 Nadal, second set. So in the zone, these guys, they've probably forgotten all about the fireworks themselves, perhaps.
Oh, I'm sure they're not thinking about that at all.
It's impossible to play through them, really, because you can't hear yourself think, let alone hit the ball, or hear the pace of the ball being hit the other end. I mean, they've got no choice but to take the break, really.
No, that's true, but then we shouldn't have a tournament at Flushing Meadow on the other hand, because the airplanes are very annoying there.
Yes. So quick. Is he the quickest on tour, Murray?
Well, it's hard to say, but is he quicker than Nadal?
15 love.
Maybe. He certainly has as good a hand when he gets up there, and he can do so much with his shot. He just bunts it down the line. Maybe the wrong shot selection there by Nadal, though.
Let first serve.
It's tough to call when you're ducking. It's a few returns. He's just not got his body in the right position for.
No, it's just not used to doing it. And again, these are things you need to work on when you're playing matches throughout the year for these kind of occasions.
That's beautiful. Effortless.
It's a very fluid motion, Murray's service motion. When he serves well, it looks like that's the way you're supposed to serve.
Again, Murray.
Love game for Murray. Nadal started the set with one. Echoed.
2 games off.
Of course, he was a set-up the last time they met on this court. 2007. He was 2 sets to 1 up, Murray, the last time they met on this court.
Yeah, that really was the first time I think we saw any player play Nadal, in my view, the right way.
Yeah.
That was Andy Murray that time. Just didn't have enough gas left in the tank towards the end.
15 love.
And I think we had Andy Murray in the Eurosport studio here with Annabel Croft, and there was a calmness about him when he talked about how to play Rafael Nadal, and there was no panic. Yes, he's a great player, but you have to play him this way, and he really knows how you're supposed to play him.
Of all the other players in the top 7, he's got the worst record against Nadal. He's won 2 of the 9 matches. He's got a better win-loss record against everybody else, including Federer.
I think that's has more to do with the physical part rather than the mental part. I think he's stronger now, much stronger.
30-15.
It's very dangerous here for Nadal to show his frustrations, and in that last point of the Andy Murray's previous service game, Rafael Nadal hit a couple of backhands basically as hard as he could, and that's not a good message to send to your opponent, because that's telling your opponent that I'm really frustrated, I'm 40 love down, I'm gonna let some anger out here and hit this as hard as I can.
This will be the last game before the fireworks.
Just slightly late, Andy Murray. And late usually means slightly tentative.
Another love game for Nadal.
Nadal leads 3 games.
3-2, second set at the five. Wonderful pictures of the fireworks on Australia Day. Happy Australia Day to everybody overseas who's not here. Enjoy the fireworks. Cilic, Roddick played today. Here's Jonathan with the details.
Well, that's right. Last match in the day session was the first quarter-final to see who's actually going to take on the winner of the Murray-Nadal match. It was Marin Cilic up against Andy Roddick, and it was the Croat who started the brighter of the two. He took a tight opening set. An hour and 10 minutes it took both players before Cilic came through it by 7 points to 4 in the breaker, and that set him on his way to what looked like a famous victory. And it looked even more like it was going to be a famous victory when Andy Roddick called on the trainer, had 3 medical timeouts at the beginning of set number 2, all for trouble with his shoulder. And it meant that Cilic took a 2 sets to love lead, won the second one 6-3. Roddick showed great character to fight back. He won set number 3 6-3, and he then won set number 4 by 6 games to 2. So momentum swung firmly in the Americans' favour. And remember, of course, the amount of times that Roddick's been here before in 5-setters, famously against Yunus El Ainawi a number of years ago, and also against Fernando Gonzalez in the 4th round. However, Cilic was the one who came up with the mental fortitude in set number 5. He won it by 6 games to 3, and he is through to his first ever Grand Slam semi-final as a consequence. He's played 3 5-setters on the bounce now, beating Bernard Tomic in round 3, Juan Martín del Potro in round 4, now Andy Roddick in the quarter-finals, and he is through to a semi-final against Rafa Nadal or Andy Murray. Let's hear what he had to say after that famous victory.
Congratulations to Marin, unbelievable marathon out there again. How are you feeling after this? Has it sunk in already? You're in the semis of the Australian Open.
First, I'm dead. I mean, I was struggling to survive there. The 3rd and 4th set wasn't easy. And I think in the first set, we both started a little bit nervous, and then it was later tough to get the rhythm with the balls and tough to hit the ball clean. We had a lot of miss hits, and it wasn't easy because there was wind from one side, and then you got to change your game all the time. But I survived, and that's most important.
How were you able to regroup in the 5th set after being up 2 sets to love and then losing 2 sets pretty easy?
Yeah, I mean, he started to play much better. I was struggling to get to the ball. And, well, I think that first game when I saved that 3 break points was crucial, and it was a little bit extra mentally for me, and I was a little bit carried away, and I started to play a little bit better, started to hit the ball cleaner, and I broke him, but it wasn't easy to finish it.
How are you feeling physically after this long match? You played so many long matches before as well. It must be hard.
Yeah, I mean, I'm tired now, but well, I had also last week had 2 tough matches, and hopefully I can recover again, and we'll see what's going to be.
Who would you prefer in the semis?
I don't know. I mean, both guys are tough. They are physically very strong, and I'm going to have to be on top of my form to be able to get in a position to win against any of them.
Thanks a lot. Good luck with that.
Yes, he's had many journeys, Cilic, in this tournament. Delight for him, though, his first major semi-final. Coming into the quarters, he'd been on court longer than anybody. 14 hours and 18 minutes. When you compare that to Murray's 7 hours 31, Murray or Nadal facing Cilic must be the favourite to make finals. Fireworks have been spectacular. Well, they have now just finished. Spectacular finale. Nadal and Murray sat for a while. They also went backstage for a while. They've got to regroup. Will it change things? Who knows? We're about to find out on the restart.
No, really difficult to come out and serve after that break, and Andy Murray has that responsibility. They're bound to be feeling a little bit stiff after that.
No warm-up, straight back in. 2-3, second set.
Love 15.
Rafa apologizing for the slight mishit.
Challenging it.
Call left service line. Ball was called in.
2 serve volleys in a row from Murray on the restart.
Oof, way out. That's a horrible call by the line umpire if that really is the right mark.
Yeah.
Love 30.
He is a bit cool, a bit stiff. He went to his back with his hand early on in the Isner match, Murray. Just a little bit of a twinge, nothing more. But under pressure here.
Well, just difficult to get the intensity back where you left off.
Love 40.
Nadal is back in this straight away, but Murray seems a little bit off.
I guess whoever was in front was going to rue the fireworks more. Even Nadal, perhaps. It wouldn't have been the best timed.
No, for sure not.
Well, he saved 7 break points out of 8 so far. There's another.
(15-14).
Recovered from love 40. First set to hold.
Just overran that volley a little bit. Was expecting a much better passing shot by Nadal.
4-2-2.
And he covered down the line, but it's a tricky volley. It looked easier than it was.
How often that happens. If he'd caught it clean, it was low over the net, he would have probably made the volley. But straight after the firework delay, Nadal breaks the initiative. Second set now.
Well, you said it, Chris. For Nadal, the glass is always half full. And he saw the opportunity here, presented itself with the fireworks and that break, having Murray come out and serve after a 10-minute break. And he pounced on it, Nadal.
He's livid, Murray.
Please. Thanks. (15-all). Ladies and gentlemen, please remain quiet between first and second serve. Thank you.
Great return by Murray. Nadal again trying to go for the body serve. He's been successful with that a couple of times, but the problem is if you miss the body and then it's right in the strike zone, and then you can expect returns like that.
Back in the swing now, Murray. And maybe a break apiece would be fair enough as we see Ricky Hatton briefly. And then they can get on with it again.
Absolutely. Yeah, that double fault can prove to be costly. The one at 15 love.
2 of 4 break points converted for Murray so far. I think that's a good result after the fireworks. A break apiece. Murray 3-4 second set.
Take your seats quickly, please, especially behind the players. Please take any spare seats. Thank you.
People are rushing to get a drink or something else. They want to get straight back in. New balls. Murray 3-4 second set.
Let's first serve.
See if Murray can pick up his intensity level here in his own service game. Yeah.
15 love.
Fistful now on the aces. It's back to loose. You made such a good point on the restart. Much worse to be serving with that long delay. Cooling temperatures in the evening in Melbourne. Chilly at night to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Much harder. Well, there's another one of those frustrating backhands that he hits Nadal. Much harder than he usually hits it. And again, I don't think that's the message you want to send across the net when you're playing Andy Murray.
Murray.
A really solid service game by Murray. Not just execution-wise, but also where he served it.
And the serve and volley is working a treat. It looks so natural for Murray.
Well, it's going to look more and more natural, I would think, as the longer he keeps this level up. And that could save him a few years towards the end of his career.
Yeah. Haven't seen a serve and volley from Nadal yet, but we've seen 14 approaches to the net. He's won 11 of those. Murray's 15 from 19.
Really good stats.
Well, the call was fault. Murray's challenged the serve, but Fergus Murphy of Ireland in the chair has called fault, and Nadal is not challenging. Second serve.
Yeah, Nadal just made a quick move towards the net, then retreated, and it might have been enough for Murray to think that he had to do more with this slice than he had to. See, Nadal is inside the court, and you can see that out of the corner of your eye. Your opponent is moving around.
Corrected. Replay the point. Official interference. Line of bar called out and then corrected. 15 love.
He's under pressure here now, Fergus Murphy. How far in was it?
Thank you.
Well, he's doing well, though. He's been in there. He's corrected a couple of calls, a couple of overrules. I really like that. It's been right also.
Yeah, he's handled it very well. He was the one that Roddick had to go at the other day.
Well, there's your first serve and volley, Chris. Very well played.
30 love.
Just on the slider, a serve that has really improved in the last couple of years. He's not a natural lefty in the sense of does everything else right-handed. Doesn't swing it as well as other lefties in it before him.
No, he really doesn't. Just a little bit lazy with his feet here, Andy Murray.
40 love.
Not as quick as he was before the firework interruption, I think, even though he had a really good service game before. Once the ball's in play, it looks like Nadal has the upper hand at the moment.
There is Thomas Muster chewing things over. Such good slice backhands again.
Yeah, he's got such control with that shot. And yes, it is an easy shot once you can handle it and once you own it, so to speak. It's a very difficult shot to miss if you're focused and your intensity level is high.
Built a #1 ranking in the world on clay, Muster. God, he was an Iron Man. 13 titles one year, including the French. #1 with it. Talking of iron.
Unbelievable shot.
14-13.
You just don't know that that's going to come right there. You think he's going to roll it back cross court and get back into the rally, but something in his brain there just clicks and, well, this is the right shot to hit. And it's just a matter of execution once you've made a decision.
An urgent vamos from Rafa. Murray has got to hold serve to stay in the second set. The familiar run away from the chair. I'm ready for action. I'm ready to break. I'm ready to level this match.
No, he's ready to steal this set from Murray. And steal some of the momentum away from Murray as well.
Let's take us home with you, Rafa. He'll be tempted. He's already had one marriage proposal this week. Well, last week, actually, which brought a great smile to his face.
Love 15.
It's brilliant play.
He's taking him out of its comfort zone, isn't he? He'd love to have just rolled that back, got into another point, grind away. Murray stopped him doing that at brilliant times.
Yeah, he's picking the right moment here.
Brilliant.
Yeah, just an unbelievable point at this stage of the match. 4-5 down, 15 all.
30-15.
And it's the drop shot, that's the great shot. And this one, he nearly pushed it wide, Murray. Didn't want to put it that close to the sideline. Just stepping on the gas here a little bit, Nadal. Just increasing his power with that forehand.
Great length. That tall backhand once more.
14-13.
Right at the top of the bounce.
Yeah, such good timing. So important to take it on the rise there, because if you let that shot of Nadal spin out, it's going to be too high and you can't reach it and get any power on it. It's not a good reaction from Nadal.
Another mini battle overcome. 30 all. 2 terrific points from Murray.
Yeah, really clever serving again.
5 games off.
So using that slice serve so nicely down the middle, especially in the ad court. Now it's a huge game for Nadal. Has to win this set, you would think. Yeah, that's really good play by Andy Murray. He's putting the pressure back on Nadal.
How often do you see him look like that and shake his head to his camp? Not often.
No, well, that's that lack of confidence that his own camp were talking about, that he feels, Nadal, even though he's hitting the ball as well as he ever has, really. He's not playing badly here at all. He's playing a good match, but those reactions tell the story, though.
That is a huge slice of luck.
Yeah, both players really tentative in this rally. He's not trying to hit this forehand just over the net. He's trying to clear the net by about 1 meter, I would think. Maybe it's his night, though.
He's looking to serve and volley again.
Very close, this one. Surely with 3 challenges, it's going.
Right center service line.
Can't complain about that, Murray, which he's going to, I think. He's on his way to the umpire's chair because he looked up the mark. That's another millimetre. Or 2 millimetres, perhaps.
Second serve.
Oh, things not going Nadal's way here. This might be the break that Murray needed. Ooh, just the weight on the back foot. Really scared there, Andy Murray.
Nadal has 2 challenges remaining.
It's maybe the first time in the match he's seen the space and not the shot to play to it.
Yeah, just tentative all around there, physically and mentally. Playing the scoreboard there, which is a big mistake. And a rushed shot from Nadal. Big chance here for Andy Murray.
He looks cool on the outside.
Yeah, he really was too far behind the baseline there, Murray, to do anything with it. It was a good approach shot, good net position by Nadal, and an easy put away. Those are the shots that Murray just hit where you second guess yourself, though. Maybe take a rip at that forehand, maybe right at Nadal, or Try and make him hit a difficult volley, rather.
Ooh. I think he held his breath for a second there, Nadal. He's not used to coming in and having to feel a leave.
No, well left. He did not want to volley. That would have been a very awkward volley.
It's the reactions, as we talked earlier, about the shots made or missed and moving away from them. Here's another moment from Murray. 2 break points have gone.
Is he okay?
Murray the first to ask. He says okay. Great response from the 2 break points lost. He might be down, but he's nowhere near out, Nadal. He'll just give him a count to 10.
That's the first. Ooh, just slipped again. He slipped a couple of times here. We've seen Roger Federer slip too throughout this tournament.
Could be on his sweat.
It's very possible.
Break point again. It's pouring off him.
Unbelievable tennis. Under the circumstances, the point of the tournament. This is just an unbelievable get by Andy Murray. He should have actually done more with it.
His tyres are fully pumped. And still Murray comes back at him.
It's an unbelievable two-handed backhand that he hits the last shot of that rally. Andy Murray so far out of the court. Somehow gets enough power on it where Nadal can't do anything with it. Really well done. It's paying off all those hours in the gym, out in the woods running.
4th break point of the game. What a time to hit your quickest serve of the match. And his first ace with it.
Oh, well, you have to be so calm on the inside to be able to hit a clean ace at this stage of the match.
123 miles per hour. Oh, and this man can't volley.
Oh, we know he can volley. It's just a matter of he dares to come in and do it more often.
Federer would have been pleased with this one.
Oh, absolutely.
What a slice on that. You could hear it.
And he didn't decide to serve and volley after that serve. He saw that Murray had to let go with one hand and snuck in. Great play.
Let versus. Mr. Murray challenging the call, right service line. Ball was called in. First serve. Murray has 2 challenges remaining.
You don't win 6 majors and get to #1 in the world without games like that. Murray's just missed his first serve. Down the tee, looking to serve and volley behind it. So second serve. Wow. His trademark. Spurred on perhaps by holding those break points to lead 6-5. Doesn't want to risk a tie break.
Well, it's really just though that he did hold on there, because he's had so many chances in the Andy Murray serve in the first set. He deserved to hold there, Nadal. Oh, it's a really good forehand by Murray. Most probably regretted that he didn't serve and volley behind that serve. What a time.
.132 miles per hour. 213 k's of muscle.
Oh! Wow! That two-handed backhand was so hard, and this forehand is actually harder.
He's almost got a serve and volley now, Murray, on this point.
Don't want to get involved in another rally after that one. Nadal full of confidence from both sides right now.
Oh.
That's his fastest serve of the night, 216 kilometers an hour. You do the math in miles, Chris.
134. Somehow he's got to get out of these rallies, Murray. Not in terms of winning them, I mean not playing them. The match is on Nadal's terms like that.
Absolutely, yeah. He's playing into Nadal's hands there. I think he might be going for his shots. It's okay to go for a couple of shots in a row, but I think then you have to roll one in and slow it down and then wait for another opportunity. But if you give Nadal the constant pressure, the constant speed, he's going to get used to it.
Another one. That's 3 in a row on huge points.
He's slowing down though.
Yes.
215 kilometers per hour that time. Is he getting tired? Absolutely. absolutely perfection. Oh, well done, Murray.
Both men digging deep. The very first set they played against each other in their 9 previous matches was here. The first set of that fourth round. Murray won it 7-3. Since then, Nadal has gone to a 3-2 lead on their breakers. This is a huge one for the Spaniard. Missed it.
Well, Rafael Nadal has definitely picked up the pace here in his ground strokes, and he doesn't want to be toyed with. He's trying to take the initiative in all these rallies right now, Nadal.
Mr. Murray challenging the call, right center service line. Ball was called fault. Second serve.
Oh, it's bad luck for Nadal. Really bad luck. That was going way in.
Murray has 2 challenges remaining.
Because of the enormous amount of topspin that hit the top of the net and bounced out, a flat shot would have bounced in.
Oh! 3-0. Murray.
He was onto the serve that time, Nadal, but Murray equal to everything else.
Slightly lack of confidence here from Nadal, and that's what I think everybody's been talking about, and what he himself actually talked about, just missing. And that's more about confidence than bad luck, I think. I guessed right and anticipated too good there, Murray.
3-1.
Overran that overhead. As he was there easily, had to stop. And got it in the throat of the racket.
He's one cool customer. played. But all hitting three-quarter smashes under the night sky. Super approach work, though.
No, I just anticipated this forehand from Nadal so well. Steps in, and this time he hits through the ball. That's an easy overhead. Just needs a couple of big serves here, Murray. Yeah, well done. What a great decision to make, the serve and volley there.
5-1, Murray.
So many have had so much to say on the Murray tactics as he's developed his career in the last few years. Well, it's almost perfection, the way he played John Isner, and then backing it up here so far on the verge of a 2-sets-to-love lead. Will that break this man's heart and his resolve? You doubt it. But he couldn't be doing anything much better right now, Murray.
No, really picking the right moment to do the right thing. And of course, the execution is there alongside with the decisions.
And again, a serve and volley that makes you really dream about the lawns.
Yeah, well, I got to get this one under his belt before we can start thinking about him winning Wimbledon here, Chris.
Fred Perry won the US Open before he won Wimbledon. If he did do it, what a shame. He's changed the clothing. 5 set points.
Six, 2, Murray.
Got to pay the Ferrari somehow. Yeah, let's just hope it doesn't get out of hand. They deserve more respect than that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is 2-sets-to-love for Andy Murray. Nadal has come back 3 times from 2 sets down.
2 sets to love.
This would be huge if he was to make it number 4. Two hours and 10 minutes. Murray in control. Tactics continue. Execution continues.
15 love.
Your thoughts, Mats, for Nadal? What's he still got to do to try and impress in this match?
Well, I'm not sure there's anything you can do now. I think we might just see the best set of tennis that Andy Murray has ever played in his life in terms of execution and making the right decisions. But now he's going to be free. He's 2 sets to love up. He's relaxed. This match is not won by any means, but he knows what he has to do. And Nadal picked that one off, though.
15 all.
Of course, it can't be too predictable, the serve and volley.
He's made it.
He is unbelievable, Rafael Nadal. This would be a really good time to stop trying, Rafa. But no.
30 all.
He looks a little slumped.
He really does. That's a frustrated little walkabout that he's doing right now. Rafa, what can he change, you asked? Not much. Really hard. With what he has to offer, I really can't see anything that he can do.
$40-30.
Only a year between them. If Nadal's knees hold up, this could be a rivalry for the next decade to relish.
Game, Murray.
Oh, such great depth on that two-handed backhand by Murray.
First game, third set.
And no let-up. Nadal, it seemed, in that game, until that backhand went way long and we saw a little bit of a slump, was clearly wanting to prove a point. But Murray is, again, he's just subdued Nadal.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know, it reminds me a little bit of playing a Slovakian player named Miroslav Mečír, and you who know your tennis.
The cat.
He was everywhere. You couldn't see him move, and he absorbed your power and came up with all the angles and made the right decisions at the right time. And he didn't win a major. He won the Olympics in Seoul, Korea. He should have won a major. It was good enough, but Andy Murray reminds me of him, which gives me nightmares. And a lot of other players, but in any case, there is no such player around anymore. So Andy Murray is one of a kind.
Love 15.
Mečír had his fair share of injuries too. Finished him in the end. This is a huge game for Nadal here.
Oops.
15 all.
Okay, which part of your body? Me.
Oh, he wants the trainer for the knee. Another pause.
Ladies and gentlemen, the physio has been called to the court.
Did something pop? It was an instant stop after that wide forehand down the line.
Yeah, it really was, but then he didn't.
Last year when I had to stop.
But not from this tournament at all.
No. Started the last set. This when I ran out is worst. Really worst.
Started in the last set and he can't push off, he says.
Yeah.
Acute tendonitis, both knees, has been the problem. It's been refreshing to see him play without the little strapping he has under each knee. We picked up nothing in the match to suggest there was a problem. Did you, Mats?
No, not at all. It seems it's really unexpected.
Yeah.
And that was in the previous service game of Andy Murray's too. We didn't pick up on that. I didn't see that at all.
And he's, you know, for Nadal, who's just, he plays the sport by all the rules as far as sportsmanship goes.
Oh, absolutely.
This has got to be serious for him to just stop, literally. 15 all in a game.
Not sure how much they can do about it. It seems and it's an injury that's there. What could you possibly do? Quick.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Nadal's taking a medical timeout.
You're allowed one full medical timeout per injury, and then the trainer can come on 2 more times at the change of ends for additional treatment for the same injury, and then that's your lot. You've got to get up and play. So he'll be taking anti-inflammatories, you would imagine. They'll take about 15, 20 minutes to kick in. Worrying times, not just for this match, but for his career.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's a good time to take a break, that's for sure. But again, you said it, Rafael Nadal is such a sportsman, and he would never consider doing something like that just because he needs a break. It's obviously very serious.
And for Murray, who's done everything right, he's 2 sets up. He's 1 love up in the 3rd set. He's thought about the tactics. He said, just in the one question he was asked before stepping onto the court, I'm going to attack the ball more. I'm going to do more with my shots against Rafa tonight. And boy, has he done that.
Oh, he really has. And it's very difficult to suddenly, it's much easier to suddenly become more aggressive tactically. Everyone can do that. Leighton Hewitt is trying to do that, and Andy Murray obviously is doing that tonight. But to hit out and be more free and throughout the hitting zone, that's the hard part, because it's against your human nature. And somebody like Rafael Nadal, he's never going to be able to flatten out his forehand completely, because it just doesn't fit his eye. And I know that myself. I was very tentative when it came to the moment of impact. But in terms of tactics, I could be aggressive. That's not a problem. But Murray has done both tonight.
Yes. And Murray can sympathize, because he suffered with a knee problem in his career. He was born with a defect in the knee, and it needs constant management as well. He's got an ankle injury that was sustained as a young man as well, Murray, that he has to nurture. But acute tendonitis in both knees, attributed mainly because of the way he plays this great sport, Nadal. He's 23 years of age, but he's probably got the knees of a 40-year-old, I would imagine.
He must probably run the distance of a 40-year-old long-distance runner as well. I thought I picked up there that he said that 5 sets is a long way, he's told the doctor here, Rafael Nadal. Which means that, is he going to play this match out just to give Andy Murray the satisfaction of having beaten Nadal on the big stage, and he doesn't want to look like a bad loser? Possibly so.
Yeah. Well, there was so much talk when Enan retired against Amelie Mauresmo in the final a few years back. Unable to continue, feeling so ill. Took away the handshake from Mauresmo at the end of the match.
Time.
He'll do everything he can. He's loved for it.
Seats quickly, please. Play continues.
So reminder, it's 2 sets to Murray. It's 1 love in the 3rd. Nadal 15 all.
Well, he's going to keep fighting physically, Nadal, that's for sure. He's never going to give up, but the question is, has he given up mentally? Can't imagine that he's that positive of a human being that he thinks he can possibly turn this around with a bad knee.
Murray challenging the call, left, far.
And by Nadal's reaction, it's hit the line. Or did the knee really hurt, chasing up to that shorter ball?
I think your first opinion is the right one. He can't believe the umpire called that out.
Replay
you're
the
right.
point, 15-30.
There's been quite a few bad calls tonight, I must say, by the line umpires. They must still be seeing fireworks down there.
Yeah, he's had no luck tonight, Nadal, at all. Perfect. It's got to be ruthless here, Murray. He's got an injured man on the other side of the net who remains dangerous. He's got to put him away. Has to be his only mindset.
Well, I just look up at Ray, our boxer friend. I think he'll see that. He'll see that in his eyes. Put him out. If he's still standing, drive him into the ground.
Game, Murray.
It's another break. There's still work to be done.
Murray leads 2 games to none.
But this is now a huge opportunity. I think Murray would be the first to say as well, what a shame for Nadal.
Oh, absolutely. And you can see Andy Murray was out on the court while Nadal was getting treatment. He wasn't sitting down waiting for Nadal to default here or retire. He knew Nadal was going to come back out.
Yeah, he can't push off. He can't put any weight on it, Nadal.
15 love.
Yeah, he would have gotten this shot in the first 2 sets.
He pulled up, didn't he?
Yeah, definitely did. Yeah, he might have knees of a 40-year-old Rafael Nadal, but tennis is also about staying injury-free. And if you work as hard as Rafael Nadal does throughout the year, in every point he plays, your body's gonna suffer. So you can't just throw everything you have at every point. You got to play conservatively, save your energy sometimes, and play around your body and what your body can take. Roger Federer is a perfect example of that. And Rafael Nadal, unfortunately, is not. Of course, there is always the risk that Nadal is now so relaxed that he starts hitting out and playing some really good tennis.
30 on.
Wounded animals are dangerous. Challenge straight away.
Center service line. Ball was called fault.
A little more wide than long if it is out.
Yeah, that must have felt really good, though, from Andy Murray. That challenge came... Ooh.
Second serve.
To try and keep his focus here, Andy Murray.
Murray has 2 challenges remaining.
Very difficult to do, obviously.
This is a lifeline point for Nadal.
Deuce.
That's a huge serve, 210 kilometers out wide. Surely that's the hardest one he's hit, even though it's 6 kilometers less than his fastest.
130 mph for you in old money. Wow, that really is off.
Yeah, broke a string.
Yeah.
And that is Nadal.
Right at the top. So was that off the frame? It just broke the knot? Not sure. There's a real pop. He's converted 2 of 11 break points, Nadal only.
Well, that's really been the biggest difference, hasn't it? Murray's played great when he's had to in his own service games. And therefore, he's up 2 sets to love. Let's see if we can tell here if it's a miss hit. Yeah, it's way up there. It is a knot. Are you a stringer, Chris?
Do you know, I've never strung a racket in my life. How awful is that?
That is awful.
And you?
I haven't had to, no.
I led you into that one.
Another. He's grooving it now in his serve. Looks so effortless when he does serve well. There's a lot of moving body parts though. Swings his arms around before, and sometimes I think he loses his timing because of this move here. It's a bit too long for my liking. But when he's feeling it, gets that extra 5-10 kilometers because of it.
Again.